So they're neck and neck in Wisconsin and Michigan. I mean, these two have been decided by less than a point in the last 6 campaigns. So this is incredibly important. Where is Harris losing ground? Because the article goes on to talk about, the poll goes on to talk about Nebraska. She's ceding ground on the economy. And this is where it's incredibly important.
Yeah, she's actually losing a bit of ground, or at least losing a bit of the national advantage across the country. It's still a national popular vote advantage for Harris over Trump, typically in these polls. But there's been a narrowing over the last almost 2 months when Harris came into the race and shot ahead a bit in the national polls. But one of the other takeaways from these swing state polls is that it's a tougher go for Harris and better chances for Trump than you see typically in the national across-the-board popular vote polling. In this case, it's a 1-point lead in Michigan and a 2-point lead in Wisconsin. Those are both within the margin of error. So it's a neck-and-neck race. If you just glance at some of the polls and see who's ahead in the popular vote, and you see it tends to be a close race, but Harris is ahead, that may confuse you and lead you to believe she's got a more solid lead. This is a very, very close race that's only gotten closer over the past 6 or 7 weeks.
The political highlight of this week, Jack, might be the vice presidential debate tomorrow. How do we understand the political consequences of it?
Well, first, the rule for VP nominees in a debate is don't do anything really bad. Don't make your campaign look bad. Don't have any major flubs. So it may be that this passes without a huge effect on the race, a huge effect on the polls. Both sides might be pretty happy with that. Then again, J.D. Vance wants to go on the attack on policy. It's safe to say he'll try to hit Harris and the Biden administration on the economy, her record on the U.S.-Mexico border, possibly go after Walz for, at times, not totally accurately describing his military service record. And Vance is the one with a little bit of a ways to go in terms of getting a better spotlight. His polling typically shows that of the 4 people to watch in this presidential race, his unfavorables tend to be pretty high. Walz will try to go after him, not necessarily personally, but he's going after a VP nominee who's considered one of the less likable characters in the presidential race. But both sides will try to avoid making any major mistakes, which would be the big story if that happens.